Welcome friends, let us continue to study about the air compressor on my YouTube channel. Kindly like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. In today's lecture, we are going to study about the construction and working of positive displacement compressor, and particularly we are going to study about the single stage reciprocating compressor without considering clearance. When air or gas is compressed in one set of piston and cylinder. So if air is compressed in one piston and one cylinder, then it is known as the single stage reciprocating compressor. So we are going to study single stage, single acting reciprocating compressor without considering clearance. So we are not going to consider the clearance also. So whom do you call a single stage? So when air or gas is compressed in one set of piston and cylinder, it is known as a single stage reciprocating compressor. When air or gas is in contact with one side of piston, then it is known as the single acting reciprocating compressor. So you can see here in the animation also, right? The air or gas is contact with the upper side of the piston only. They are not in contact with the bottom side of the piston, and therefore this compressor is known as the single acting reciprocating compressor. Without considering clearance means it is assumed that when piston is at TDC, there is no gap between piston and cylinder head. So you can see piston is reciprocating in cylinder, so it is moving up and down. So topmost position of the piston is known as a TDC. So when piston is at TDC, there is no gap between the cylinder and the piston. And if there is no gap, then it is known as the without considering clearance. If there is a gap between the piston and cylinder here, then it is known as the clearance or considering clearance. So these are the animations related to the single stage, single acting reciprocating compressor without considering clearance. Now you compare the figure or the animation, first animation and the last animation. You can see when piston is at top, there is no gap. You cannot see anything. But you can see in the first, when piston is at top, there is some gap. And that is the animation of the compressor with clearance. First one as well as the second one. But in third one, there is no clearance. Construction. It has a fixed cylinder in which piston reciprocates. So outside is known as the cylinder. Piston is connected to connecting rod. Connecting rod is connected to the crankshaft through crank. And crankshaft is connected to electric motor. Inlet and discharge valve are located at the top of the cylinder. So this is the inlet valve and this is the exhaust or discharge valve. Discharge valve is connected to the storage tank. Working. First stroke. Initially, the electric motor is switched on. As the electric motor starts rotating, crankshaft also rotates and along with the piston reciprocates. Piston moves from TDC to BDC. That is considered the first stroke. Piston moves from TDC to BDC, that is top dead center to bottom dead center. Due to the movement of piston, partial vacuum is generated on inside the cylinder, and due to that, inlet valve opens and air from the atmosphere enters inside the cylinder. So that is the first stroke. Piston moves from TDC to BDC. Second stroke. During second stroke, piston moves from BDC to TDC. Due to movement of the piston, gap between the piston and cylinder head reduces. Due to that, pressure of air inside the cylinder increases. As the pressure of air increases, discharge valve opens. So once piston is moving from BDC to TDC, its pressure of air starts increasing. And once the pressure is increased sufficiently, then after the discharge valve opens and the compressed air enters into the storage tank. In the storage tank, compressed air is stored and whenever necessary it is utilized. Now let us see the working with the PV diagram. So this one is the cylinder. This is the piston which moves from your left hand side to right hand side, that you can say it is the first stroke. Then after right hand side to left hand side, you can say it is the second stroke or the discharge stroke. Now let us draw the PV diagram. So on y-axis there is a pressure and on x-axis there is a volume. So when piston starts moving from your left hand side to right hand side, air from the atmosphere enters into the cylinder. Let us say it is a position number 4 or state number 4, and at state number 4, suction valve opens. Piston moves from your left hand side to right hand side. So it reaches to the, you can say, extreme position. We can say it is the state number 1. At point number 1, suction valve close. Now piston moves from your right hand side to left hand side and the pressure of air inside the cylinder starts increasing. It means air is compressed. So we can say 1 to 2. And that process is known as the compression process. 1 to 2 is known as the compression process. And as the pressure of air has increased, at point number 2, discharge valve opens. Now, as the discharge valve opens, high pressure air now transfers to the storage and piston continues to move from the right hand side to left hand side. And that is known as the point number 3. And at point number 3, discharge valve close. So that is nothing but the PV diagram of the single stage, single acting, reciprocating compressor without considering clearance. This is the pressure P1 at which the air from the atmosphere enters into the cylinder. It is the atmospheric pressure at which the air enters into the cylinder. And this is the P2. Pressure at which the high pressure air is transferred to the storage, P2. And in this case, swept volume is the V1 minus V4. It is V1 minus V4. That is known as the swept volume. But we know that V4 means it is 0. So we can say swept volume is V1. Swept volume is V1. Because there is no gap between the piston and cylinder when piston is exactly left hand side. So V4 is 0. Let us study the PV diagram again. Point number 4, suction valve opens. 4 to 1, piston moves from your left hand side to right hand side. Air is entered into the cylinder. At point number 1, suction valve close. 1 to 2, compression process. And that compression process is known as the polytropic compression process. It means here air is compressed using the polytropic process. It can be compressed using the, you can say, isothermal process. It is the 1 to 2 dash. It means here the air is compressed using the isothermal compression process and the state number is 1 to 2 dash. And 1 to 2 double dash, and that is nothing but the air is compressed using the adiabatic compression process. So during compressor or when the piston moves from your right hand side to left hand side, air can be compressed using any of the process. It can be compressed using the polytropic process, it can be compressed using the isothermal process, or it can be compressed using the adiabatic compression process, and accordingly the compression process may be 1 to 2 or 1 to 2 days, or it can be 1 to 2 double days. And then after at 2 or 2 days or 2 double days, discharge valve opens and air is transferred to the storage tank, and at point number 3, discharge valve closes. Now let us study this again. Point 4, suction valve open. Point 1, suction valve close. Now 1 to 2. Now which kind of this process? This is the polytropic process, using which the air is compressed. Right? And what is the work required to drive the compressor? If the air is compressed using the polytropic compression process, then work required will be area under the curve 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So we know that area under the PV diagram gives us the work done. So if the air is compressed using the polytropic compression process, then work required to drive the compressor will be equal to area between 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. Now if air is compressed using the isothermal process, so my line will be 1 to 2 days. And what will be the work required to drive the compressor? Yes, it will be 1, 2 days, 3, 4, 1. And similarly, this line represents which kind of compression process? 1, 2 double days. It is nothing but the adiabatic compression process. And if the air is compressed using the adiabatic compression process, what will be the work required to drive the compressor? What will be the area? It will be the 1, 2 double dash, 3, 4, 1. Now, can you tell me which work will be more? Or I have written one equation, whether it is correct or incorrect. Kindly tell me. I have written that work required to drive the compressor, if I will use the isothermal compression, will be more than the polytropic compression, and it will be more than the adiabatic process. Whether it is correct or incorrect. Yes, you are right. It is incorrect. If the air is compressed when the isothermal process is going on, then work required will be less than the polytropic process, and the maximum work required will be when air is compressed using the adiabatic process. Kindly ask your queries in the comment box of the video. Kindly like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.